Welcome to Monday Night Ticket. Guest and host will talk about their favorite sci-fi, paranormal, and fantasy movies on this 1-hour show. Guest and movies will be pre-announced so viewers can watch the movie before we talk about it. The audience is encouraged to chat with questions and post their views. Your host, Leigh Warner, is an animal-loving, Jeep-loving girl, loves sci-fi movies and talking about them. She is full of random facts and has usually tried it at least once. Now, your host of Monday Night Ticket, Leigh Warner.
Good evening, villagers, and welcome to the Monday Night Ticket. I'm so happy to have you here and to be on my debut show. Tonight we'll be reviewing the movie The Others with Mr. Todd Bates. Todd Bates is considered one of the most distinct and versatile voices, talents in the industry today, responsible, hey Rez, for the creation of many of the most successful and influential brands in entertainment. An avid paranormal researcher, he is also the founder of this radio station, WLTK-DB, and is a leading name in paranormal broadcasting. Looking forward to speaking with Todd tonight on the show and hearing about his opinions. The show will be broadcast later, available on YouTube, and we still will look forward to hearing from the YouTubers and their comments. Hello, Courtney, and welcome. So tonight I'm going to bring in Mr. Todd Bates so he can talk about one of his favorite paranormal movies, The Others.
Hi, Leigh.
Hi, Todd.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am staying cool.
That's
it was
good.
a little warm today.
Oh,
Got your popcorn?
You have your popcorn ready?
I had some earlier.
Oh, I haven't made it. I was making myself fancy according to Courtney.
Making yourself fancy.
Yes.
Oh, this is going to be awesome.
Yes. So on Saturday, I watched The Others, and there was a lot of things I didn't remember that happened in that movie. So I'm glad you brought it up, and we're going to go ahead and review that today.
Love to.
I want to know what's happening with you. I know you and your lovely wife were out fishing.
We did. Oh my goodness. It was amazing. We went out to a place that's called Green Sullivan State Forest, and it's a huge area. I forget how many thousands of acres, but it was just gorgeous being out there. The little spots we went to, we didn't catch anything, but we tried. Boy,
my Todd went fishing too. He brought home 2 fish.
We brought home Long John Silvers.
That's it.
They just weren't biting down here. It was a little humid, I think, for them.
Yeah. Too hot or too cold, I think they're sluggish.
Temperamental. Very temperamental little creatures. But boy, are they fun to catch.
So my favorite place to go fishing is in the frozen department at the grocery store.
What's your favorite?
My favorite fish?
Your favorite fish?
Ooh, I just had this last Friday. Halibut.
Halibut's
Yep.
good. My favorite is salmon. I love salmon.
I like salmon too. Yes.
I think it's tasty.
Oh, Tristan is on.
Hi, Tristan.
I have my other cat in here with me today. He's checking out behind the scenes of the broadcast.
As cats do.
Yeah. So you have a big night tonight. After this, you'll be on Christina's Bloom show, Being the Change.
Right. We're going to be talking about some EVP methods, some EVP recording methods, and how to capture them, different recording methods, and so forth. Play some examples, all kinds of fun.
This is Rocket. He wants to make
Hi,
his
Rocket.
debut. Hi, Village.
Hi. Oh.
Okay. I just fed him, so he should leave me alone. Well, tonight's all about Todd. My first question for you. Dun, dun, dun. What was the first movie you saw in a movie theater or drive-in?
Okay. That takes me way back. And it was Return of the Jedi with my father. That's
Really?
Yes. That's the first one I remember.
Wow.
It stuck. Now, there may have been one before that, going with my buddies or something, but that one sticks in my memory the most.
Good movie also.
Yeah, I love I'm a Star Wars nut.
I have a Star Wars Jedi Order tattoo.
Yes.
My license plate is I am Jedi. Though
yes.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
I love that scene.
Yeah.
No, this is the movie The Others. Man, that one stuck out.
Yes.
In my mind.
Yes.
As one of the
I cannot remember if I saw it in a movie theater or not.
I saw it on DVD. I remember that because I watched it over and over and over.
I did not see that coming in the movie.
I was dumbstruck. There's a lot of foreshadowing in the entire film. Just tons of it. If you look for it, and I don't want to give away all the spoilers, but
people
be
were warned to watch the movie before the show, so it's not our fault if you didn't and you're going to get spoiled.
Yeah, because it came out in like 2000, 2001, something like that. And
Nicole Kidman.
What's that? Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman. And I didn't realize it until I watched it on Saturday. The first or the ninth Doctor is in there. Daniel Eccleston.
Oh.
He was the father that came back from the war. So he was the ninth Doctor.
Neat. See, it's little tidbits like that, and they're all throughout. And it's just, I don't know. When right at the beginning, it kind of, because I had kind of a skeptical mind back then, which is good because I watched it both pre and post paranormal.
And what do you mean by that, Mr. Todd?
Oh, I'm a big skeptic. I was, oh my goodness, I was big back in the day. Then I had a few experiences of my own I can't explain. So once it happens, you can't say, oh, I unbelieve. It's kind of hard whenever you're face to face with a few things and you see them.
Or you hear horses in a barn that aren't there.
Yep. Horses in the barn that aren't there. And that's what led me down the path. And that's what kind of got me obsessed. That's why I had to retire from the field. I can't get enough of it. And Sherry and I were, I'm getting my feet wet again, getting out there, doing a few things and controlled things. But do
you want to pop up Courtney's, or I'm sorry, Tina's?
What's she saying here? She says, I missed the start. Go ahead.
So the movie we are talking about is called The Others. It's a family of a mom and two children. It's between World War I and World War II, set in England. They're in a very beautiful country estate.
Yeah.
And there is just strange things happening to that family.
They get stranger by the second. As soon as
yes, it does. And the Now, I thought the mom was quite strict.
Very. She was kind of mean and testy. Nicole played a good character, I thought. I thought she
Yeah.
did that well.
I wouldn't want her to be my mom.
No, it was almost like Mommy Dearest meets Olive Oil. She was a little cranky there at first, but
Yeah,
she was very protective of her children.
she
And
was. And I think that the children had a photosensitive condition that
mhm,
they were
allergic
like
to light.
burn or get real sick if they were exposed to sunlight. So she had some servants show up that were sort of weird because her servants just left and she doesn't know why. And then some new people show up and they're like, "Oh, we've been in this house before. We know it very well." And
Uh-huh.
every door has to be locked once you go through it, and all the curtains have to be drawn. And then things start moving. She hears the piano playing. And then the worst thing is all the curtains disappear in the house.
Right.
And they don't know what they are, where they are.
It's a strange thing, and that's where the foreshadowing comes in with little Victor, I think his name was, the little
Yes.
boy that was
Yep.
in the
And
real world. Because
yeah,
you have them, they're in the ghost world. You had Victor in the real world, and I think he's the one that took the curtains. I'm not for sure, it doesn't say.
well, I think it was the family that moved into the house. So Nicole Kidman, and the big spoiler, plug your ears if you don't want to hear this. Nicole Kidman and her children are the ghosts, and the servants are the ghost. So in their country chateau, a new family is moving in. The children can see Victor, who is really an alive child.
Hmm.
And I think all the curtains, because the entire house, the curtains disappeared. So I think it was the new family just remodeling and doing their own spin on the house. And yeah, but then the children like, "Mommy, it doesn't hurt anymore." So she slowly figures it out that
Hmm.
she's no longer alive and that her children are not alive either. Apparently, ghosts have psychological damage because when she found out her husband was killed in the war,
Oh yeah, yeah,
she the children died by the hand of their mother.
right.
So
And that rips your heart out
yeah,
because not
because the
only a good
daughter
thing,
remembers. I don't think the young son
the young
remembers, but
son
the
didn't.
daughter knew.
Right. And that's another one of the spoilers of the movie. But I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen it by now, for the most part, especially in this field.
Yes.
And it's amazing how it portrays ghosts in our world and in the investigators and so forth, that you can't just they don't know
And
that
it sort of
they're
opens
no
your
longer
eyes
alive.
to the ghost point of view too, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah, it does. I mean, are they are they really, not knowing that they're dead? Or do they really not know? Do they really see and live in their realm as if they would? I mean, the,
That
the,
they
the
were
records, their
continuing on.
documents say yes, they do. It's residual energy. But those were intelligent people, and they didn't
Hmm.
know they crossed.
Yeah. Well, the servants or the previous homeowners showed up and they were helping the children and the mom
Hmm.
to see what happened. Um, so they were hiding like the gravestones and everything
Yeah,
from
they hid
them.
that. I think that was one of the first things he went out and did was hid the stones or something like that whenever she
Yeah,
took them
covered
on.
in leaves. And there's a fog always surrounding the house, so the family can't leave. And she tries to leave to get help and or to get the priest. And as she was out in the fog, here comes her husband
Husband.
from World War One, and he just stayed a couple days. He basically said, "I'm just here to say goodbye to my wife and children." So,
And the movie has a lot of ups and downs. It takes you on a nice roller coaster. I like the plot, the story, how it spins several times.
yeah, it's well acted.
Hmm. Yeah, it's one of those where you can watch over and over. I
And you
think.
see more
Right.
every time you watch it. So,
Right. You have the medium in there that comes in and sees uh, the mom sees her daughter's face was that medium. It was oh, it
hmm
was it, I mean, so there's some scary parts too. That was a little
yes, there
creepy.
are.
I remember that creeped me out a little bit,
Yeah.
but it portrayed it well. How the seer comes through, just boom, pops right
Yeah.
into an area.
Like she was channeling the daughter.
Hmm. Yeah, it was really interesting.
hmm And then, of course, Nicole Kidman was like, "Get out, get out, get out." And the table starts shaking. And
Starts shaking, and she's throwing, shredding these pieces of paper,
yeah,
and
up
they
in the
shred and
air.
fall. I mean, I've never seen anything that drastic, that
No,
dramatic, but
me neither.
but enough to enough to realize that there is something out there. Absolutely. I
Yep.
mean, we're not alone. I don't feel we're alone universally or on that plane, on the paranormal ghostly plane, spiritual plane. There's more than us out there. And
Well,
movies like that help gain awareness.
yeah, I have another question for you. So, what was the last movie that you saw in a movie theater?
The last movie I saw in the movie theater, Sherry and I went and saw, it was at a drive-in movie theater.
Ooh.
We went and saw, and it's all they had playing. We wanted to go to the drive-in. Tom and Jerry, the Tom and Jerry movie. It was absolutely horrible.
Was it like the cartoon Cat and Mouse Tom and
Yeah,
Jerry, or
the cartoon cat and mouse Tom and Jerry,
okay?
and it
But
had them. But yeah,
was
there
it
were
like live
humans.
animated?
Yeah, there were humans interacting with them as well. We went and saw that at the drive-in because that's all that was playing, and we wanted to go there and experience it because we haven't been there before. So we went and checked it out. It's an old drive-in theater. It's been there since probably the 40s, and it was a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
love the movies.
Oh,
You know,
Courtney has a nice drive-in, and I think she's saying this is the last movie she went and saw was Peabody and Sherman. When
Peabody and
her
Sherman,
son was 8 years old and he's 19 now. So that was a while ago.
and it just said we need to get it out more. That's
Yeah.
that's what
Well,
we have to get out more.
I used to go. In my job before this, where I worked 4 10s, and we could choose the day that we had off, and everybody wanted Friday off. Well, I took off Thursdays because that's when the movies came out. So, like
Right?
every Thursday, I would go see a movie at the movie theater, matinee, because it was cheap, $3 or
Yeah,
whatever. And
real cheap.
yeah,
What's your favorite part about the movies?
popcorn and milk duds
Milk
eaten
duds.
together. Put a couple milk duds in your mouth, start chewing them, then throw in a handful of popcorn, and it's sort of like caramel corn.
I'll have to try it. I'll have to try it. I enjoy that. I enjoy just getting the tickets. The old theater here still does the ticket system. It's fun. Um, just the whole experience of going to the theater. What about and you're one to ask because I've never seen one, an IMAX movie. Have you ever watched one in an IMAX theater where it's supposed to
I
be
went,
all
the only
around?
IMAX I saw, I was at Disney, and I saw something. I don't even remember what. Um, it was like, Oceans of the World or something, but it was neat.
Yeah, because
But
they're crazy now with the theaters and what they're coming up with, where they'll bring your food right to the little table while you're watching the movie. It's
you get
really
a
neat.
pizza, you
Hmm.
get, whatever you want. I'm happy with my super buttery or movie theater
Yeah,
butter, which I don't think really is from
is it
this earth.
real? That should be a series. Is movie theater butter real? But it's good.
So I know you picked the others to review, but what is your favorite all-time movie?
Favorite all time movie. The one that really there's two of them are tied: Rosemary's Baby
Mm,
and The Exorcist. But
yeah, both.
and I'm
What
not.
are those, 60s or early 70s?
Rosemary's Baby's late 60s.
Okay,
Exorcist is early 70s.
70s.
And the old school ones, the newer ones.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Courtney
is
says that
paranormal.
the butter at the movie theater has to be paranormal.
Absolutely.
We agree.
Couldn't agree more.
But
But
yeah, those are two good. Rosemary's Baby's another shocker, you know, that
yeah. And I like movies, I think, like that have, because I'm not a big horror movie fan. I'm not one to sit here and watch like Friday the 13th over and over and over. I may catch it once, and those kind of movies, you've seen one, you've seen them all, really.
yeah.
Someone chases, they fall, they get killed. There's a chase, someone falls, they get killed. I mean, they all kind of repeat themselves.
Oh, my favorite are the old movies where the women are in high heels. They look at it, scream, and fall down, and you know,
It's like, take your shoes off and run.
yeah. Or if you're even wearing shoes. In the summertime, I hardly ever wear shoes. So,
Yeah, they're coming out there in high heels in the woods. Yeah,
and their pillbox hat.
it's all like Sherry says a lot. It's all in the script. Because I'll pick apart a couple things in a movie every once in a while. Usually I don't because it's for entertainment, and they work hard on those things. They work hard on filming is tough,
Yeah.
and they work hard on those movies to get it to where they are watchable, to where you
Mhm.
can get absorbed, you can get sunk into the plot. Like the others. Like another good one is just the first Alien movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Which Aliens is my
Aliens.
favorite movie.
Ah,
Oh, right there. See, it's not a
yep.
mirror. Aliens is my favorite movie. But yes, Alien was very good. They were originally going to cast, because Ripley could be a boy or a girl character, so they were going to cast Robert Redford as Ripley, and then they decided to go with a female
Hmm.
for it. And interesting thing about the Alien movie, the Ridley Scott, who is the director, um, the chest bursting scene, the people knew from reading the script what was going to happen, but they didn't know everything that was going to happen. So the the people screaming and the blood splattering on the people's face, those are their real reactions, because they had
They
no
didn't
idea
know when it was going to happen.
what was going to happen. So that was everybody's real reactions to
Wow,
that
I didn't know
movie,
that.
or to that scene in that movie. So, and then of course you have the evil robot.
The iRobot.
No, the evil robot
Oh, that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
in Alien, that really,
androids they
was
call
he
them.
really evil? No, he was, he was following the company orders to bring the
Hmm.
organism back. The company sent them to LBJ 413 to pick up the alien species, and not telling the humans of what was going on. So,
And karma unfolded.
yeah, LBJ 413. Sorry, I haven't watched Aliens in a while. I used to watch
I
it
haven't
all
either.
the
It's
time.
been a while since I've seen that, and they have how many of those now? Isn't there like 4 or 5?
Yeah, they actually, I went, that might have been the last movie I went and saw in the movie theater. They came out with an Alien, but it was during time before Americans that were in, or the Europeans invaded America. So it was an Alien, or no, that was a Predator. Well, it was a Predator movie. Sorry. Aliens, Predators, and there's even Alien and Predator movies. But yeah,
Alien
there's a
versus
bunch of
Predator.
them. So
There's so much out there, so much as far as sci-fi is concerned. I mean, the horror genre is changed a lot over the years since I watched it. Back with Swamp Thing and all those fun movies I
the
used to
Creature
watch.
from the Black Lagoon.
Creature from the Black Lagoon. I mean, the classics.
Terminators, yes.
Ants, Terminators. Those were great movies.
Mm-hmm.
And all this, what's it called? CGI.
Yep.
Yeah, computer generated imaging.
Yeah. Well, I know with, of course, Terminator was in 1984, and the second Terminator movie, CGI was coming in, but they had said that anything that they could do real, they did. They only used CGI in the minimal where they just couldn't do it for real. So that's why I think, Terminator 2 is a great movie, because it's not just all CGI. Like, I saw Cloverfield and I was just like, that doesn't even look like it's alive, the monster.
And there's very few
Lynn says that her favorites is The Blob.
Oh, The Blob, the one with Kevin Dillon, I think it is. Kevin Dillon's in that. The Blob.
Well, we used to have a UHF station, and on Saturday nights they always had horror movies, or old scary movies: Dracula, Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Blob, The Thing, the original Thing, So
yeah, that's all good stuff. I mean, those movies, they movies just take you back. They make memories,
And I remember so we didn't have we had one TV in the living room. The kids were the remote. Oh, the people under the stairs. Yeah, that's scary. No.
Oh.
No, Jessica.
That one scared the crap out.
There was a TV show that bothered me for a long time. It was Who's Afraid of the Dark?
Who's Afraid of the Dark?
And the lady, they moved into a house, and like in the basement, they had bricked off a fireplace, and she opened it up, and then there was gnomes or some sort of very scary creature living in the chimney that she let out in her house. So
wowzer.
Yeah. I still don't like that movie. Yeah. I'm sorry, my cat's in here. That's why I'm talking cat talk.
It's quite all right. There's
Night of the Living Dead. Actually, my favorite zombie is Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
Were you a Walking Dead fan?
Am I a Walking Dead fan?
Okay, you are.
But I wasn't from the beginning. So I had friends that watched it, and they're like, no, it's really good. And I'm like, because I don't like horror movies. And then she's like, no, it's not really about horror. It's about the people who are trying to survive it. And I was like, okay. So I'm a big Walking Dead fan. Now I've never
seen one episode, Leigh.
Really?
Never. I was told not to watch it because it's so addicting.
It is addicting, but you could disappear for a couple months because there's so many episodes of it now. Now, I've never seen Phantasm.
Phantasm.
Or Phantasm.
Phantasm, there's it's a ball. It's probably mid 80s, early 80s. Came out, Phantasm movie, had the big, tall. This guy was just huge. And he was I think he was well, I mean, he was but it was, yeah, just a crazy, crazy movie. I remember that one, Phantasm with the ball.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that. So, Van Helsing is a very good movie. And I must say, that is the most beautiful werewolf that Jack turned into that I've ever seen in my life. He turned into a pretty werewolf.
Werewolves are pretty cool.
Yes.
They are pretty cool. And it's a lot of sightings of different dogmen and things like that. And it makes a person wonder.
Yeah, there was a dogman sighting in Jefferson, Wisconsin, in the Jefferson Marsh. I heard that on the Steve DeShaw show. I probably mispronounced his name, but people write in their experiences, and it was someone hunting in the Jefferson Marsh and came across a dog man. It was going probably to kill him, because I don't think dogmen are, I think they're evil.
They're not out there to do cartwheels.
Yeah. And then a Bigfoot saved him. So
I can believe that. Yeah. There's tons of movies, and it's just triggering, the sci-fi world in my head.
Exactly. Everybody in the chat, Rez is talking about favorite vampire movie is Near Dark.
I've never seen
like
that.
Lost Boys too, but
Lost Boys is good.
I'm an 80s girl, so
I liked Underworld.
Oh yeah, Underworld was real good too.
Yeah.
My favorite werewolf movie is Silver Bullet. Oh,
Silver
hi,
Bullet.
Sherry.
Silver Bullet. That was
Stephen King.
Corey Haim. Is that his name?
One of the Coreys.
One of the Coreys.
And then the actress who was Anna Green Gables was in that too. And of course, Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
Yeah, he was the uncle in that. And funny story. So when I was in school, the English teacher says, does anybody have a poem that they know or remember? And I raised my hand. I was the only one who did. And I stood up and I said, even he who is pure at heart and says his prayers at night may still turn into a werewolf when the wolfbane blooms and the harvest moon is full and bright.
Wow.
That's from the, Lon Chaney movie. But yeah, my dad always used to say that. And
yeah.
So yeah, we've always, my family's always, always been ones that have been watching horror movies all our lives. I mean, yeah, we watched other things, but that's what we mainly watched. So when we come back, we're going to take a station break here. It's down on the hour. But when we come back, I'm going to ask Todd what is his favorite TV show. So you have time.
No matter the questions, Ellie Weisensell can help you find the answers. Ellie is a gifted intuitive and a natural energy healer, which she applies using the body code and emotion code healing systems, among others, to help you achieve balance for your best results. Are you looking for more clarity about which direction to follow with your life, health, or career? Let Ellie guide you. As a psychic, Ellie can provide clarity to the path you are on, so you may use your free will to change the direction of your life. Are you wanting to communicate with a loved one who's passed? As a certified psychic medium, Ellie Weisensell can connect you with your loved ones on the other side to facilitate healing or offer closure. To schedule your appointment with Ellie, look her up on Facebook at Ellie Weisensell Psychic Medium or email her at ellieweisensell@gmail.com. That's Ellie Weisensell, Weisensell.
Welcome back to the Monday Night Ticket. We're here with Mr. Todd Bates, and we're talking about sci-fi movies and his suggestion of The Others. We've talked about that a lot. Now we've moved into other movies suggested in our chat room. So thank you, everybody who has been commenting. And Jessica Lynn says that Freddy Krueger was her husband. I'm sorry to hear that. My dentist, his name is Teddy Krueger. So that's scary enough, dentist. But, I guess my teeth get really clean. And before I went on the break, I had Todd thinking about what is his favorite TV show.
Oh, without a doubt. There's one that I've watched for years, and I think I've turned Sherry onto it as well. It's called Mysteries at the Museum.
Oh, yes.
I love that show. Don Wildman does a great job at that show, and the history.
Yes, you learn
the
things.
Different relics.
Yes,
and it's the places that they go. It's an amazing show, and I can sit there and watch it because I don't watch much TV.
Yeah, well, not like you have a lot of time, Todd.
Yeah. Sometimes Sherry and I will watch a good movie. Like recently, we watched The Pope's Exorcist.
Oh, was that good?
It wasn't bad. Now, if you go in with the mind that it's entertainment,
yes.
But if you go in with the mind that that's really how it happens, it's going to disappoint you. But it is. It's a good. I was scared a few times.
Yeah.
At my age.
From what I understand, the Vatican really does have its own exorcist team. Yeah, I mean, they take it serious, and unfortunately,
to the best of my knowledge, they do.
Yeah, from what I understand.
And they appoint different other ones outside the Vatican as well, different dioceses, things of that nature. But they're few and far between,
So there is I do watch a lot of TV. So there's a show called Evil, where that's pretty much it sounds like a bad joke. There's a Muslim, a psychologist, and a Catholic priest.
Whoa.
And they go out, they all work for the Catholic Church, and they go out and investigate different paranormal activity.
Now that's cool. Is that on like Netflix or?
It's on. I have Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus.
So I think it's on. I don't know if it's on a regular TV station. Jessica Lynn watches it too, so maybe she can tell if it's on regular TV. But yeah, I watch it on Paramount Plus, and I usually, because it's addictive, so I usually wait for the whole season to go so I can binge.
Yeah,
that's a good. Yeah, that's a good show. There's a lot of sex in it. Oh. So just, if that bothers you watching that.
Yeah. I'll turn my
Paramount
head.
Plus. Yeah.
Paramount Plus. It's like $5 a month or something like that to have.
Yeah, it's
very inexpensive.
$6. I have it for the year, so.
Yeah. It's very inexpensive. We've had it before, I think.
And the main reason why I have that is because Star Trek is on there.
They have Star Trek on there, and the other one, 1890, I think it's called.
Yeah. Well, I have only watched one of those, and that was the 1823, where they initially go. And one of my great grandmas was on a wagon train to North Dakota. So I can just imagine,
Wow.
you know, she was young. That was, I imagine her as that character, the main character in that. But yeah, the 1823 was an excellent show. And of course, I love all the Star Treks. My new favorite Star Trek is Strange New Worlds with Captain Pike and
Oh,
Spock, and and even Captain Kirk is showing up on a few episodes of
see,
that.
that's cool. They're keeping it alive because
Mhm.
I grew up with Star Trek. Of course, Star Wars. I'm a big. You can ask Sherry. My goodness, I've got little Star Wars characters all over the place, and
Yep, I'm a big
so they're
Star.
and I enjoy all of them. And I think, yeah,
Beep, boop, boop, boop.
got a little R2D2 puzzle she got me and everything. Look at that.
Yeah, I have a shelf. I have like a Halloween shelf, and then I have a Doctor Who shelf, and I have um a Star Trek shelf, and then I have um I have
Ah, yes.
there's the Star Trek, there's or Star Wars, Star Trek, and then that's Doctor Who, and then up there's like some
Very cool.
Elizabeth Montgomery and the
There you go, a
Bewitched.
peek into Lee's world. I like
Yeah,
that. That's
behind the
cool.
scenes.
I've got mine in like they're stored away in little shoe boxes. Hey, Darren Morgan, Mr. Darren Morgan,
Oh,
talking
hi,
about horror movies and
Christina.
everything. Hi, Christina.
Yeah, so you're going to be on Christina's show right after this.
Yeah, that's coming up. My goodness. Yeah,
Well,
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
yeah, I that's how I met all of you guys, by watching Christina's show.
One big happy family.
And then here I am.
Here you are.
You can do it too. I
And
hope
you're
I'm
doing
interesting enough.
awesome. This is
It's my
amazing.
debut show.
It's a
So
lot of fun. You're doing a great job. It's a lot of
thank
fun.
you. I did want to mention the next couple weeks, what's coming up and who my co-host will be. On September 11th, I have Jay Ochochin,
Bachochin, you got it.
and we are going to be reviewing his movie that he made, Finding Jay, which is about Sasquatch, Bigfoot in the Kettle Moraine. It's very interesting.
Oh yeah.
I know you can. I believe you can find it on YouTube. I have Paraflix, so I've watched them all on Paraflix. And then on September 18th, I have Dr. Heather Leigh, and we were going to do the Mortal Instruments movie, but she did text me, and we're going to do a different movie, and I have to, because my memory's that good. And then after that, I have psychic medium and empath Joe West, and we're going to be doing Legend, which is a Tom Cruise movie. Which Tom Cruise, I don't know so much about him, but I like his movies.
Yeah, his movie. He played in a real good sci-fi movie called Oblivion.
Yes.
With him and Morgan Freeman. I thought that was a great movie. He's a good actor. He's a good actor. I'll give him that.
Yeah. I like the one where he's with Emily Blunt, and they keep going through time with aliens are invading their Earth, and when one of the mother or the masters aliens get killed, it resets, and they keep going over back in time. I'll have to look up what that is.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay, so we're going to be watching. We could talk about them both, but she changed Dr. Leigh. She changed her movie to Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Ooh,
a good movie too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yes, it is. I didn't write that down on my calendar. And yeah, I have, paper calendars.
Hey, good for you. I still have
me.
the pen right here.
Yeah.
No, they work.
I did watch, or I read the books, Jessica. I read the books, Interview with the Vampire, or Interview the Vampire, or Interview
with the Vampire.
With
Tom
the Vampire.
Cruise.
And I didn't watch the series that came out again, but I did see that movie and I read the books. So
Courtney.
a long time ago. Yeah.
He's a good actor, but most a-holes are.
Yes, he is. I'll go see any of his movies, but I don't want to meet him in person. So
yeah.
And he still looks, he's pretty old. He still looks exactly the same. So I'm thinking.
I don't think he's aged at all. Maybe he's an alien, Leigh.
Oh, he probably is.
He hasn't aged at all.
No, he hasn't. Well, I mean, he has, but he's gotten more buff and stuff.
Yeah, true.
Okay, Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt.
But his movie Oblivion with Morgan Freeman, that is another good depiction of like an apocalyptic kind of movie. If you like those, it's kind of that kind of setting.
Courtney's going to get more buff, so she looks young. Yeah, that's
probably
a good idea. Buff. So the movie I'm referring to that I just love is Edge of Tomorrow, and that's Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise, and that's
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. I recommend it.
Let me write this down. Edge of Tomorrow.
Yep. Oh, and it's okay, probably most alien assholes are hot when they're young. Yeah.
I'm afraid so.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's the way the cookie
crumbles. We're reading the
sometimes.
Comments for those who are watching later. So
you guys
Courtney
watch it later, see the comments.
She's apologizing, but when she was young, he was hot. So
risky business.
And he was married to Nicole Kidman at some time.
For quite some time, yeah. Mm-hmm. And they did that movie together called Eyes Wide Shut.
I never saw that. I did see the one where they were Irish immigrants and came to America together.
Yeah, because they've done a couple together.
Yeah.
But Eyes Wide Shut, very strange.
Yeah, I never saw that.
Yeah, very hard to follow. You're kind of, huh? Okay. Yeah, it's a little hard to follow. You have to watch it a couple times.
Yeah, and Nicole, she said Nicole Kidman barely ages, but that's because she's a ginger and she probably never goes outside, and so she doesn't get all that sun damage.
Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah, Courtney knows it. Pretty wicked movie. Interesting. Risky business when he slides across the floor. That's his iconic move. Yeah.
Yep. I did see that.
Risky business. I don't know. As far as, the others are concerned, if you haven't seen it, I recommend it because it helps put things in a better perspective, I think, for people. Yeah. As far as respect and ghosts and they're around, they can be invaded. They can, they should be treated just like you and I should be treated.
Because they're people.
They're people too.
Treat your ghosts the way you want to be treated, unless they're being mean to you. And then
you just run.
No, then you sage.
Then run with sage behind you. One of the two, just get out of there if they're mean. Life's too short. We don't need to be around meanness like that out there. And it's a choice too.
Yeah. So I don't watch the news either because that's just negative. Try not to put any negative in our lives. That's why I watch so many movies. I like escaping. I've watched a lot of historical stuff because I like the history. My history teacher would be very proud of me. Mm-hmm. Mr. Zimmerman.
Very good. You remember his name. Very good.
Yeah, he was good because it was fun because MASH was still on TV. And so we would, at the last 10 minutes of every class, we would talk about what happened on MASH. Because it was on, that's when MASH was on. It was still on once a week. And then it was on like every night as a, sitcom playback. Yep. So we'd always talk about MASH.
There's just so many fun shows that take you back, and MASH was one of them. Beverly Hillbillies, and then the way it evolved, the way TV evolved over the years to watch these kinds of movies. You have like this 8K now, I think it is, where I mean, the movie almost looks fake because the set is everything's so real that it looks fake.
Well, that's what on Star Trek, the new Star Treks, they have the screen. It's, it's all around them. And they act within that screen, and the camera and the screens move with it. I mean, it's amazing.
The technology.
Not like the old days.
And I like the old ones.
And I like the old ones too, yes. Oh, that's what oh, wait, this way. This is my cat Star Trek calendar.
Got to keep track of it.
Yeah, got to keep track of my treks. But so I was saying, so we only had one TV when I was growing up. It wasn't until I turned 13, my mom bought a color TV. And I can remember the first time watching Star Trek on the color TV. I'm like, oh, they have different colored uniforms on.
The red guy always gets lost or always gets killed.
Yeah.
The guy in the red
Don't want to be a red shirt.
No. Poor guy. He never had a chance. Girl. Or girl, yeah. Mm-hmm. Never had a chance.
No.
So you always knew the
Don't
one
be a red shirt on an away mission.
Get John on the team. They get him on the team, and he's the first one out. Poor little fella. Boy, they're bringing up some really old fun shows in there too. The Munsters.
Yeah.
Cold Cases. All kinds of good shows that have evolved over the years.
Let me get for Jessica Lynn. So, sorry. Standing up.
Oh, that's okay. You probably have a trinket. Yep. Look at that.
I love my Bewitched Barbie.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Elizabeth Montgomery was one of the most beautiful women in the world. And she was so fun. And the Twitch, and it's Dusty. The Twitch that she did, that was like her Twitch. That was just like a nervous twitch tick that she did. And they're like, do that. That's when you do a spell, do that with your nose.
That's really cool.
She's like, what? And they're like, where you go?
I can't do it. I can't function.
I can't do it either. So. And then, of course, I Dream of Jeannie. And then, because that, when you got home from school, all of those were on.
Yeah, every day.
And Wonder Woman. And I used to, my parents, when I left, a month after I turned 18, I moved to Florida. And then all my stuff, my parents then moved from Wisconsin to Georgia. All my original Wonder Woman doll, the Bionic Man, the Bionic Woman, my Charlie Angels doll. They're probably still in the attic of that house. I was just like, oh man.
What an amazing collection though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So. I love the Bionic Man. $6 Million Man, Bionic Woman.
Yes, I saw the Blue Lagoon when we weren't supposed to go see it either.
Oh, yes.
Sherry.
The Blue Lagoon. Yeah, she was raised pretty strict, and they weren't able to watch those kinds of things.
Jessica says I'm reading her mind.
Hi, Jessica.
She's I'm talking about the stuff as she's typing it. Well, I am definitely looking forward to you being on Christina's show.
Oh, yes.
That you guys are going to be talking about voice phenomena.
Electronic voice phenomena. We're going to be talking about some recording methods and all kinds of techniques and fun stuff, and play some EVP I've captured throughout the years.
Ooh,
stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I have the same technology as Todd. I have a
analog microcassette recorder.
A microcassette recorder. Though I've never investigated. I never tried to get EVP. When I was young, we did play with a Ouija board.
And that's okay.
Yeah. But we did say goodbye.
All right.
Well, so just a reminder, this is going to wrap up the show for this week. Thank you so much for everybody who's going to be watching this later. For my audience, I swear I will work on reading the comments better than I have been, but I'm new.
You get better every week. Don't worry. Don't worry.
And yeah, I'm really looking forward to my next week's guest. That is Jay Bo-Cho Chin.
Yes.
And we're going to be reviewing his movie. And I want to thank you, Todd, for coming on the show, being my first guest.
My pleasure.
Helping me and having me rewatch a great movie that I hadn't seen for a decade or more. So, and all your knowledge.
Had to blow the dust off myself.
Well, thank you again. And thank you, my village. I'm one of you. You could be here too. If you're in Wisconsin, yeah, you could sit in my office. It's not really that great. But thank you, audience, and thank you everybody who's going to be watching this on replay, and still comment and I'll address it. Good night, everybody.
Is here
thank you again.
And now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.